Hey, what is up, guys? It's me, it's your boy Titus Miki. I'm coming at you with another video. Now, I don't have a lot of time to film this fucking video, so we're gonna do this pretty fast and we're gonna go through it pretty easily. We're gonna be talking about, not the last video, this is gonna be my 5th YouTube upload. To be honest, I kind of didn't want to record. I didn't know what to record because I was still working on my last video, which was my, if you remember, my 30-day no drinking challenge. And, you know, it's going pretty well. It's going pretty smooth, you know, boring. I hate it, not gonna lie. But I know I said I was going to be doing a backflip in that video, and I'm still kind of learning it. I'm still doing, like, the basic fucking part of doing, like, the spin and getting my legs to go backwards. I'm still doing that. So that's not going to be today's video. But today's video I wanted to kind of crank out because I kind of thought of it last minute, and I'm going to have to do it. So because today is Tuesday, marks a very special day because this is second match day by the time of this is recording. But I'm going to really try to make a fast video so I can get this video out, or at least edit it before all the Champions Leagues happen, so I can make another video after this, because that's going to be today's video. It's going to be the UEFA Champions League. And I'm going to talk about this team because there's some teams that I want to talk about. I got this in my little script written down, and we're going to chat it up because honestly, I think we can make a couple videos about this because I'm a big, you know, football fan, you know, especially the Champions League. I got some teams I got some money on. Don't want to sound biased, but I got fucking Barcelona winning and doing it all. But we're going to go through the list pretty easily. I know this is probably going to be a very short video. I'm going to try to do it real fast because I'm going to get into the pool after this. So I got to crank this shit out pretty easily. We're going to be talking about match day 1. Our first game on match day was PSV versus the Union SG. And it was a good game, either one. Union SG, you know, the newcomers. Well, they're not really newcomers, but they're not very familiar with the Champions League. They did pretty fucking good. They kicked ass. They got 3-1. They went there, gave it business. You know, they gave PSV a little run for their money. And I actually liked the game. I saw clips of the game. I saw the highlights of the game. But overall, it was pretty good. Both teams were playing pretty good offense and defense. Moving on to the next game. Our next game, I want to say we have Athletic Club and Arsenal. Two clubs that I was watching pretty fucking good, pretty well, and I was really excited to see. Now, in the first half of this match of Arsenal Athletic Club, it was pretty good. It was pretty close, you know, neck and neck. Good defense, good offense. Just nothing was falling for them until the second half, and that's when Arsenal decided to actually wake the fuck up and score 2 goals, securing the win. So they actually won that game 2-0, and it was a good-ass game. I enjoyed it. Moving on to the next one. We have Juventus and Dartmouth, which was the fucking epitome of a Champions League game. This game is what every Champions League game should fucking be. The scoring was good, phenomenal. Every motherfucker on each side, on Dortmund and on Juventus, was shooting outside of the box. These motherfuckers were at least going for 30 meters every fucking time. And they were making them. They were making those goals. It was a really good game because it was a fucking high-scoring game. And then at the end, towards the later half, towards the end of the fucking second half, Juventus came back and actually fucking made it a good, worth-watched game because they came back. They were down 2 goals and they fucking tied it near the end. So overall, really good game. Out of match day 1, I'll probably say this is one of those games that are probably up there, probably the best game of match day 1. And it was just 2 really good teams showing that, hey, it doesn't matter if it's the Italian league, the German league, they're fucking coming out swinging, and they fucking did. But we're going to move on to the next one. Moving on to the next one, we have Benfica versus Qarabag FK. Now, I'm not going to lie, I didn't really pay too much attention to these teams because, yeah, they're not really the bigger teams in the Champions League, but they're pretty good teams overall. I had money on Benfica, and they fucking lost. So I wasn't too happy about this. Qarabag FK came in, and they secured it. It was a really good game because overall both teams were pretty, you know, evenly matched. It was quite the scrapyard dog fight, you know. They came 2-2, and then in the end, it was Qarabag FK that came in and secured the win with that 3rd goal in the later second half. But overall, they were dominating throughout the entire game, Qarabag FK, and I'll give them that props. I will give them that shit. Moving on to the next one, we have Tottenham versus Villarreal. And I gotta say that was probably one of the more disappointing games of match day 1 because honestly, I had my money on Tottenham at least getting 2-1, 3-1 versus Villarreal. Overall, I had Tottenham going, you know, doing some numbers versus Villarreal. You know, I was hoping more for a 3-2 kind of game, but overall, this was one of the more boring games for the majority of the match. No one really did anything. You know, Tottenham only won 1-0 because of a goal made in the 4th minute. It was an own goal, to be more specific, and that kind of sucks. That wasn't really a fucking cool goal. It was nothing like really like the last game of Tottenham and Dortmund. No, it was more like a boring game. It was one of those games that, well, you watch towards the very end and you kind of wish you fucking skipped it. But Tottenham did secure the win, so that was pretty good if you're a Tottenham player. But moving on, we have Real Madrid versus Marseille. And I gotta say, this game was fucking robbery. Now, I'm not saying this by any biased means at all. I'm not hating on Real Madrid, but you know, they can suck a bag of dicks because, you know, Barcelona, you know, this is fucking Barcelona country. I'm not being biased at all when I say Real Madrid was fucking playing some shit that game. That game was robbery. That was not no fucking penalty. I'm sorry, but that bullshit call towards the later end of the game, that took me out. That took me fucking out. That was no penalty. That was some bullshit they fucking gave him. And, you know, you can debate me on this because I'll debate it, bro. What the fuck was he supposed to do with his hands? Where's his hands gonna fucking go? If he's falling back, where the fuck his hands are gonna be? It's undeniable. But other than that, it was a pretty good game, you know. Marseille did come back, you know. They were playing really good. They were playing competitive because, again, this is Real Madrid. This is the fucking team that has Rodrigo, Vinny Jr., and all the other fucking players. You know, they don't have Bellingham, but they still have the front squad. It's still a fucking good squad. They have the Kylian Mbappe. They have Vinny Jr., and they even have Rodrigo coming off the fucking bench. So, again, for Marseille to make it pretty much a close game, that was pretty good on them. And overall, it was a good match. Until that bullshit called. Then, I'm not gonna lie, after that fucking penalty, I was like, I'm turning this shit off for sure. But moving on to the next game, we have Olympiacos versus Paphos. It was a fucking boring game, 0-0. They didn't really do shit, no goals, no nothing. So, I kind of want to see, I didn't actually watch this game. This was one of the games where I kind of glanced at it. I kind of checked in every once in a while, and I'm glad I did not watch it. It was fucking 0-0. It was a boring game. But there was a red card. At least we got that. That was a, you know, bit of entertainment. Other than that, in our next game, we have Slavia Prague versus, what's it called? Bodo. I don't know. We have Slavia Prague versus Bodo. I don't know if I'm butchering the pronunciation. If I am, forgive me. If not, call me a fucking bitch in the comments. I don't know. But my apologies for the pronunciation. But overall, that was a pretty fucking good game. I did enjoy it. It was 2-2, nice finish, and it was a late game goal. I'm talking 90 minutes. So it was cool to at least see the teams both going to the very bitter end. I'm talking the entirety of the game. They were playing really good, really aggressive. It was great to see. And overall, it was a nice game because, yeah, it ended in a tie, but it was a late game tie. It was that shit that fucking made you jump up when they actually fucking did it because it was well fought towards the very end. So we're going to be moving on to match day, to the next match day one match. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get this video really fucking fast so I can post it, edit it before tomorrow, because then tomorrow is the end of the fucking Champions League match day 2. We have Bayern Munich and Chelsea, and I remember I watched this game vividly because I was going for fucking Chelsea. Now, I'm not a big Chelsea man. I'm not a big Chelsea supporter, but I am a good fucking Cole Palmer supporter. That's my guy. That's fucking his skin, you know, fucking, he's cool, you know. He's a really good player overall, and I watch him very closely because, you know, your fucking skin, you know, it's getting cold. He's a fucking good player. But overall, I was really disappointed in Chelsea because, mate, they were playing so slow pace compared to Bayern Munich. Now, they were at a disadvantage. You know, Chelsea was the away team. They were playing in Bayern Munich's home, and, you know, that's a huge disadvantage, especially with a club like Bayern Munich. They have fanatics as fans, so the tension, the atmosphere, it was probably banging on their doorstep, fucking saying, you're not getting through, you're not getting in. But overall, Chelsea did underplay. I didn't think they played as good, especially as Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich was fucking putting pressure on them the entirety of the game. That's why they got their little 3-1 goal. You know, Chelsea, again, they did score, but it was late in the match, and at this point, it was nothing much they can really do. It was, yeah, they got a goal, but 3-1, well, Bayern Munich did play well, and they did deserve the win. Overall, it was just a good game just to watch if you were supporting Bayern Munich because there were good goals, good plays, good offense. So, overall, it was a good game. Interesting. But moving on to the next the next game. We have, what's it called? PSG versus Atlanta. And I gotta say, this was a reminder of last Champions League of who the fuck won it, because PSG did an exact rematch or replay of the finale of last fucking year's Champions League, because they won 4-0. And man, PSG, it's one of those teams, because they've always been very familiar with the Champions League, and they've always had this energy, and they've always had such great players. Like, they had Messi, they had freaking Zlatan Ibrahimovic, and they also had freaking Mbappe. But it's really a breath of fresh air to see that even though they went through all these different stars and all this different shit over the years, PSG is still producing Champions League level soccer. Like, after all those players, after Zlatan, Messi, Neymar, Mbappe, it's fucking cool to see PSG still competing at the Champions League. Not only competing, but dominating. 4-0 versus this fucking team was actually insane. Now, I didn't think Atlanta had much of a chance, but I didn't think it was going to be 4-0 either. But it just shows you that Dembele and the rest of PSG are really fucking showing the world that, hey, you don't need to be that big name guy. You can... Well, Dembele is that big name guy. He just won the fucking Ballon d'Or. I guess he is big name guy. But PSG can still be competing at this level. The organization is still running strong. It doesn't matter if they have Messi, Neymar, or Mbappe. They can get rid of their big three and still be a dominant team. And I feel like they're going to keep this energy throughout the Champions League. But moving on. We have Ajax versus Inter. I got to say, Inter, I didn't like Inter. I kind of wanted Ajax to win, and it's not because I'm butthurt from fucking last year with Inter and Barcelona, because I still am. Fucking hated that game. But Inter, well, they played overall good. I'll give them credit for that. Ajax, I thought they were going to put up a little bit more of a fight, at least get a 1 goal in there, make it somewhat 2-1, maybe 2-2. But Inter was just showing them that, yeah, they deserve to be in the Champions League, because they got a little humiliated last year with PSG, but they're still a strong team, and they're still one of the most formidable teams in the Champions League, coming from Italy especially. But moving on to the next game, then we have Liverpool and Atletico Madrid, and that was a fucking good game. This game was probably the other ones, probably with Dartmouth and Juventus, that were really high up there. You know, some really good big names, big clubs, and a fucking good football. It was really good, playing really well. It was very competitive. For a long time, it was tied 2-2. And then out of nowhere, Liverpool secures the fucking win with freaking Van Dijk. Came up clutch in the closing moments, securing the win for Liverpool. And Athletic Club played good. They played really fucking good. They were not just bullshitting around. They gave Liverpool a run for their money. It just was one of those games where they just got unlucky towards the end. And Liverpool just got lucky at one time. It was just luck was on Liverpool's side, and Liverpool ended up securing the win with their 3rd goal in the late match. Overall, it was a good game. I gotta say, both teams played well, and I'm looking forward to seeing them more in the Champions League. But moving the fuck on. So this next match, I'm gonna probably butcher the pronunciation. Again, apologize. Give me some fucking credit. I'm trying my best. I'm trying my hardest out here. But we have Club Brugge. I don't know, Club. I'm just going to call him Club Brugge. I'm going to put the picture hopefully in here. I'm going to edit that, put him in here so you can actually see who the hell I'm talking about. Versus Monaco, and that was a really good game. I'm not familiar with this club. I don't even know how to pronounce it, but they fucking played well. They had 4-1. They were on par with PSG. Now, this is one of those games I didn't really think much. I didn't really think it was going to be that much of a goal-scoring game. But I was proven wrong otherwise. That's the whole point of Champions League. It gives an opportunity for some teams to really show that they are fucking one of those dominant teams. One of those teams that are won prestige and are basically winning teams. They are winning teams. And I'm going to call them Club B for short because, again, I cannot pronounce it. Forgive me. But they did show that they are in the Champions League to put up a fight, because 4-1 is, no matter who it is, it's still a dominant score. You have to work as a team in order to achieve it, and man, oh man, are they looking like a solid team overall. Now, moving on. Okay, I'm going to butcher these names. I'm really fucking sorry. Give me some credit. I'm going to know them in a couple more times. But in our next match, we have Frankfurt in Galatasaray. Don't really know if I'm saying that right. Again, I'm going to put the pictures right here on the logo to help me out, because, oh my god, I help you out, because I have I'm pretty sure you have no idea who the fuck I'm talking about because I can't pronounce the names. But you do know the scores and you do know the pictures, so I'll just put them in there eventually. I'm saying that in post-production, whatever the fuck you want to call it, but I'll put them in there. So moving on, it was a pretty good game. Easy money for Frankfurt, easy fucking money. Again, like Club B, they were out here straight dominating against this club. 5-1 is not a bad score record. It is not a bad game at all by any means. They were out there straight fucking eating these guys. They were fucking straight eats, nothing more. But 5-1 is really good. It was a very goal heavy game. But overall, the team played great. It was just dominant and passing possession. It was Frankfurt. It was Frankfurt. They were just dominating the entirety of the game. But now we're gonna be talking to the next game, the next one. Who's up? Who's on the next fucking slide? I'll tell you right now. We have Sporting versus K-Rat. I want to say I'm saying that right. The next one we're talking about is Sporting versus K-Rat. Sporting versus K-Rat was overall another really high-scoring game. There have been a lot of high-scoring games in this Champions League, and I'm loving it because, yeah, it may not be competitive, but sometimes I want to see a fucking goal, and I want to see some bangers. So it really helps when teams are not afraid to really start taking shots because, again, I'd rather have a game where it's many goals, goal-dominant, goal-oriented, like high-scoring, both teams are putting up numbers, or one team's putting up numbers, than a fucking Tottenham and Villarreal kind of game where it was just, oh, they made an own goal and it went from fucking 0-0 for the next 90 minutes. No, I'd rather have games like this with 4-1. And overall, Sporting was fucking good. Sporting was good, 4-1. You can't really mess up that score. Now, moving on to the next team. I give them their praise. We're going to go on to the next team, which is going to be, what's it called? Which was the next fucking team. Now, moving on to the next game. The next game in match day 1. The most important game, if you would have fucking asked me, because I don't know if you noticed, but I'm an FC Barca fan out here. I really am. And we played against Newcastle, and that was a pretty good game. I was really happy. And there's one more important thing I have to add about this game. The entirety I was watching Newcastle versus Barcelona, I was non-stop talking shit about Rashford. I was getting on Rashford's ass from beginning until he scored. And that's what we're going to talk about. Because, again, 2-1. Great game, great score. Because Rashford really showed everybody that, hey, Barcelona's a new fucking, it's a new area, it's a new means of life. Because he's playing, bro, with energy, with fucking passion. Now, I know I said I was hating on him throughout the game, throughout the entirety of the game, because I fucking was, you know? I don't think Rashford's going to be that crucial of a piece to Barcelona. Now, am I upset that we picked him up? No, I'm not upset Barca picked him up. Barca needed to fucking buy players. They needed to get players. But overall, I would admit when I'm wrong, and Rashford did prove me wrong because he did wake the fuck up and started making bangers. He was taking these shots outside the box, and he was looking good while he was taking them, and they were falling. So Barcelona won that game 2-1, and I'm really happy. I'm really happy that Barca won, and I kind of want to see more of Rashford. Not that much, but it would be cool to see him more, basically like this, making goals and playing well, because I want him to have a good career at Barcelona and not a bad one. Last but not least, we have Man City versus Napoli. We have Man City versus Napoli. And overall, that was a pretty good game. I wanted Napoli to win at least. You know, it's a long shot, but Man City ended up winning 2-0. And it's fucking Man City. They have trebles, they have all the fucking money they want, and they have Haaland, the star of tap-in. So it's really hard to go against such an organization like that. But Man City did, but overall, Man City did end up securing the win. They were out there showing everybody that, they're still Man City, they're still going to be dominant, and they still have a chance to secure another Champions League. But that was the end for match day 1. Now, overall, match day 1 was pretty good. It was a lot of games. There were a lot of goals. There were some boring games here and there, some low-scoring games, or just some overall bad games of just pacing-wise. Match day was pretty good. Overall, a lot of games. Good scoring, good footy overall, a lot of goals to watch, and a lot of good highlights to look at. But now we get into the fun part of the video where I make predictions for match day 2, and hopefully I'm done editing this video by the time that happens. So we're gonna fucking see if I make it past the clock. So we have Kairat versus Real Madrid. Now I don't know who's winning this game right now, but I want to say Real Madrid's gonna win that game. So I have Real Madrid over Kairat. We have Atlanta versus Club B. Again, I'm gonna put the logos here the best I can. Atlanta and Club B, I want to say Club B is going to take that. So we have Club B over Atlanta. We have Marseille versus Ajax. I want to say Marseille. I want to say Marseille is going to win that game. And I'm probably going to watch closely because I just want to see if Ajax is going to, do anything overall. Then we have Inter versus Slavia Prague. I want to say Inter is going to win that one. I want to say they're going to win it. I hope they fucking lose, but I want to say they're going to win it. So I'll give Inter, but I want to say Slavia Prague is going to fucking pull a miracle and, bitch slap them around a little bit. I'm hoping for it. Then we have Chelsea and Benfica. I'm hoping Chelsea wins against Benfica, because if they lose against Benfica, I'm going to be fucking pissed. That's actually a surprise. That shit shouldn't happen. But, what can you do? I want to say Chelsea's going to win it on match day 2. And then we have Liverpool versus Galatasaray. We're Galatasaray. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Please forgive me if I'm fucking mispronouncing it. I'm trying my best, all right? But I want to say Liverpool's going to win that game because, they're fucking Liverpool. They're looking really dominant in the Prem, and they're going to look dominant in the Champions League. You just got to give them that shit. So, overall, we have Paphos versus Bayern Munich. I want to say Bayern Munich's going to fucking win that one because they're Bayern Munich. They're having a nice team. Luis Diaz is looking fucking nice. He's looking like a good fit to the roster, So I want to say, what's it called? Bayern Munich's going to win and they're going to have another dominant game. Then we have, Bodo versus Tottenham. I want to say Tottenham's going to win it. I want to say. Don't really think they're going to fucking do it. So I'm going to give match day 2 my prediction to Bodo Glimt. Glimt? Or something like that. Glimt. But I want to say Bodo is going to win that one. So moving on to the next one, we have Atletico Madrid versus Frankfurt. Now this one, I don't really know. Because Atletico Madrid, they did play good, but Frankfurt really fucking played good. They had a lot of goals under their belt. But again, maybe it was because of the club, or maybe they were just having a lucky day. But if I had to fucking guess it, if I had to predict it, I'm probably going to say Atletico Madrid. I know, right? I know. I'm a bum, aren't I? But Atletico Madrid, I just want to say, forgive me, I totally forgot Copenhagen and Leverskan. Forgot they played too, but we're just going to shoot them on. I don't want to go back and redo this video, so I'm going to just kind of be a fucking bum and just put them into the match day 2, and then I'll talk about the match day 2. But we have Karabag FK versus Copenhagen. I want to say Karabag FK is going to beat Copenhagen. And we're going to the Union SG versus Athletic Club. Or, my apologies, Union SG versus Newcastle. And now, I want to say Union SG, they were playing pretty good. And, Newcastle, they're playing fairly alright. I want to say this is an even match. But I'm gonna be cheeky. I'm gonna be ballsy. I'm gonna say Karabag FK is gonna win this one over Newcastle. Moving on, we have Monaco versus Man City. Now, Monaco, Man City. I'm going to say this is no brainer. I'm giving it to fucking Man City. They got the Terminator on their team. That's a hard man to play against. It's a hard man to bet against. But we're going to give Man City that on match day 2. Now, then we have Dartmouth versus Athletic Club, and that's going to be a really good game. I'm probably going to be tuning into that game for sure, just because of the two clubs involved and just how well Dartmouth played last fucking game in match day 1. So, if you were to ask me, I think Dartmouth's going to take this one pretty easily. Maybe not pretty easily. I would say a prediction of like 3-2 score-wise. I feel like they're going to play well, but Athletic Club's not going to give it up. Is not going to give it up that easy. So, yeah, give them credit for that. But moving on, we have Napoli versus Sporting. I want to say Napoli's going to take that one. It'll probably be an interesting game. I want to say maybe 1-0. Then we have Villarreal versus Juventus. I'm going to say Juventus because, again, match day 1. They fucking came out swinging and they fought to the very end. So you just got to give them. You got to give them that kind of game because they got that dog in them. So I got to say Juventus. They're probably going to win that bitch for sure. Now, moving on, we have Arsenal versus the Olympiacos. Olympiacos? Yeah. Olympiacos? But yeah, we have Arsenal playing against them. I want to say Arsenal's going to fucking win it because, come on. Arsenal, they have their up moments, they have their down moments, but I feel like they're going to be sticking it through, and at least they can beat them. So if I had to give everyone, I want to say Arsenal's going to win that one. Then we have Barcelona versus PSG. Oh my fucking god, I am ready for this shit. Because Barcelona versus motherfucking PSG, that's gonna be cinema, mate. This should have been the fucking finale last year. This should have been the fucking finale we had last Champions League. But fucking Inter had to ruin it. But we're gonna get that finale relatively close, relatively new. Probably tomorrow by the time this video is done. But yeah, we got freaking PSG versus Barcelona. And yeah, PSG's good, kicking teams' asses by 4-0. But I feel like Barcelona's going to fucking, Barcelona's going to take that game. Because, come on, we have the old man. We got my favorite TikToker, Lewandowski. He's going to go out there and fucking put up at least, 2 goals? A header and a free kick. I bet you anything. Because he's Lewandowski. He fucking, that's the guy that got 5 goals in a minute. Well, he actually got 5 goals in 9 minutes. But you get what I'm saying. He's fucking OP. He's that guy. He's my favorite TikToker, that fucking guy. But Barcelona's going to win. Moving on to the last prediction for Matchday 2. We have Leverkusen versus PSV. Now, I don't know. I want to be, I want to say this is probably going to be a 2-1 game. And I want to give it to PSV. But that's going to wrap it up with this video. It's already kind of taken a minute. I'm on a time limit right now, and I gotta get this done. I gotta get this edited so I can do this shit and watch, the Champions League of today. But overall, guys, thank you so much for tuning into this video. I'm gonna try to tune it out pretty easily. Hopefully, I can get it out before all the games tomorrow, and I can have everything done. Again, this is just another. This is kind of another kind of review or just media thing. I'm just talking about Champions League. I'm going to be talking about the Champions League and other sports such as the NFL and the basketball. Probably the NBA most often. Maybe NFL when we get to playoffs, more closer to that, But for right now, I'm going to be talking about Champions League, and then later down the line, I'm going to be talking about the NBA because that's my shit for sure. But thank you so much for tuning into this video. If you want to leave something for me, please leave a like and subscribe. I can really use it, please. Also, big fucking news. We got fucking more views. We got 6 viewers now. And hey, that's fucking something, Round of applause right there, baby. We're doing good shit. We're getting there. That's why I wanted to make this video for sure, to keep producing. But overall, this is it. Leave a comment down below on whether you agree with some of my predictions for Matchday 2, or if you think someone else is going to win the game, or if you think I'm talking bullshit about Barcelona and PSG is going to dominate them. Make sure you leave a comment down below so I can read them, and I'll give you my personal opinion. Maybe I'll hit a reply. But thank you all for watching this video. I'll see you in the next time, and y'all have a nice day. Remember, it's me, it's your boy, Titus McGee, and I'll see you in the next video. Best believe.